guys, welcome back to my channel. So in this video, I'm going to explain questions from past year question papers involving chapter 1. So without wasting time, let's straight away jump into this video. Okay, so let's go to question 1 first. By the way, PYQ means past year question. So I've prepared 4 questions over here. So these are the questions. So let me explain one by one. Okay, so the first question is actually from 2015 SPM paper. The diagram shows the composite function fg that maps A to C. Raja menunjukkan fungsi gubahan fg yang memetakan A kepada C. So, as you guys can see here, okay, there's nothing lah. They just say from A to C, the fungsi gubahan, the composite function is fg. So before you start reading the question, like the A and B question, you must first analyze the diagram given to you. So from here, what you can see, the composite function fg maps A to C, right? So from A to C is fg. So fg is the function from A to C. So what is the function from A to B? A to B, is it f? No, it is g. So this one I've explained in my first video under the subtopic 1.2 part 1. Okay, about the composite function, right? I've explained about this thing in that video. So if you guys haven't watched that video, please go and watch that video to have a better understanding. So when from A to C itself is fg. So from A to B, it must be g. Okay, the behind one must always comes first. Alright, so if A to B is g function, then from B to C, this is actually representing your f function. So this, okay, once you have analyzed the diagram given to you like this, then you can continue reading the question. Now, the question asks you to state the function that maps A to B. Fungsi yang memetakan A kepada B. So, what is the function that maps A to B? We have already analyzed earlier, right? So, the function that maps A to B is G. So, that is the answer lah. So, for the A question, the answer will be G. You write like this also, it's enough. Or you want to write function G also can. But I'm just going to write it as B. As G. Okay, so that's for A question. Easy, right? It's just a stating question. So, maybe you'll get 1 mark for this. Okay, next. State f power of -1c. So, what does it mean when you have a -1 here? It means that you're asking for the inverse function. Remember what is inverse function? I have explained about inverse function in the previous video. So, let's say from F to C. From B to C. So, the function is f, right? So, what is an inverse function? When you have a function that maps C to B, yang memetakan C kepada B. So, this is what we call as inverse function. So, the symbol will be f power of -1. So, if you guys don't understand how to write the function from the diagram given like this, right? So, let's say I'm taking the example from B to C. So, it's like this. How to write the function of f? So, you write like this, f in bracket b. Why? Because, okay, the function f actually map the b to the c. Memetakan b kepada c. So, you must write the b inside the bracket equals to c. Okay, this is how you write the equation, right? This is how you write the equation of function f. But, how to write the equation of the inverse function of f? So, for the inverse function, as you guys know, the symbol is f power of -1. So, in this case, if it is an inverse function, then it is always in reverse. It must be in reverse to the function. So, the function now over here is f. So, the inverse function will be like this. So, how to write the function? So, remember, in inverse function, it is C mapped to the B. C memetakan kepada B. So, you cannot write the B inside the bracket. Now, you must write the C inside the bracket. So C memetekan kepada B. So C is equals to B. So this is how you write lah. Okay, this is how you write if a diagram like this is given. Okay, so let's do for this as well. The question is not asking for this, but I just want to do this to I just want to do this for you to have better understanding on how to write the function from the diagram given like this. So in this case, how to write the function of G. So G, function of G means what? A memetekan kepada B is representing by G. Okay, it's representing by G, right? So when you want to write the function of G, you must always write like this. Then how about the inverse function of G? Inverse function of G, it must be in reverse direction. So it must be from B to A. So when your B memetekan kepada A, when your B map to the A, the B must be inside the bracket, the A must be, you must write the A after the equal sign lah. So this is how to do. Okay, very important. Okay, now let's read at the question B. State f negative 1c, meaning that they want you to find the inverse function of f. So can you see how to find the inverse function of f? We have done it already. Okay, so this is what you will get. F negative 1c is actually equals to b. Okay, so you're just going to write it like this. Okay, it's actually b. Okay, but you can also write it like this lah. Write it full also can. Or you want to write it as B also can. Okay, so this is the answer. Just transfer this into here. So this is the thing like a tip for you guys. Whenever you are given with a question, right, don't straight away read all the question. Read one by one. And if a diagram is given to you, analyze the diagram as much as you can. And then only you continue reading the question. Okay, it will make your work so much easier. Okay. So this is not really a tough question because it's just a stating question, right? The question is just asking you to state. And also another tip, whenever the question asks you to state, meaning that the mark they will give you a maximum also, they will only give you 1 mark for each question. Like in this case, this one will be 1 mark, this one will be 1 mark. Okay, so when it is a 1 mark question, when it is a state question, you don't have to do any calculation. Okay, you can straight away give your answer directly. Okay, so that's it for this question. Very easy, right? It's very important for you guys to know how to read the diagram. If not, then cannot answer this kind of simple question lah. Okay, now let's move on to question number 2. Okay, this one is a question from SPM paper year 2016. Okay, so let's start reading the question. Okay, so it is given the function fx 8x minus 4, find, okay, A, the value of x. So basically you have to find the x value if fx memetekan kepada dirinya sendiri. Okay, can you see it over here, the Malay version? Okay, fx memetekan kepada dirinya sendiri. Fx maps onto itself. This question is very easy if you understand the keyword given to you. The keyword given in this question is this. Okay, fx maps onto itself. Fx memeta kepada dirinya sendiri. Okay, so whenever you see this kind of question, actually the keyword they are trying to give you is this lah, fx maps onto itself. It means that fx is actually equals to x. This is the thing you have to understand when this keyword is given to you. Okay, fx maps onto itself. It means that fx is equals to gx. Then what if the question say gx maps onto itself? Then it means that your gx is equals to x. So just like that lah, the keyword you must understand. Okay, if you understand that one, it's very easy. And another thing I would like to highlight over here is this one. It's given like this to you, right? Okay, I hope you know, but I still want to, tell it. So this one you can also write it as this. Okay, basically these both are referring to the same thing. So you can actually write this thing as this. Okay. Alright. So first, okay, so that's it now for the A question. It's very easy if you can actually change this sentence into the mathematical version. Okay, we have to find the x value if fx maps onto itself. Nilai x jika fx memeta kepada dirinya sendiri. So, you know right, what's the keyword? Based on the keyword, we know that fx memeta kepada dirinya sendiri. So, this is what you have to know. Otherwise, you cannot answer this question. Once you know this, then the rest is very easy. So, what is your fx? Is your equation for fx given? Yes, it is given over here. So, what is the equation for fx? 8x minus 4, right? So, you are just going to write 8x. Sorry, I must zoom in, then only my handwriting will be nice. Otherwise, it will be like chaka ayam. Okay, 8x minus 4 is equals to x. Where do I get this 8x minus 4? It is given in the question. Okay, and also where do I get this x from? Okay, the x, I got the x from here lah. Okay, yes, salin balik. Okay, and then the rest is mathematics, the normal algebra. You just pindah tempat until you find the x value. So, I'll get like this. 8x minus x is equals to 4. 7x is equals to 4. And then x is equals to 4 over 7. So, this is your final answer. Okay, so that's it for A. Okay, so now let's continue with question B. B, the value of h if f3 minus h is equals to 4h. Nilai h jika blah blah blah. Okay, so basically we have to find the nilai h when this is given to you. So the main thing is this. Okay, so this is the main clue given to you, right? So basically this is, okay, from here what you can understand is f3 minus h is actually 4h. This is what given in the question. But okay, this is what given in the question, but you can actually find the f3 minus h by yourself. Okay, how? Because the fx is given to you. So from the fx, you can actually find the f3 minus h. Okay, so that is the f3 minus h that you are going to find. And in the question itself, they already give to you the f3 minus h, which is 4h. So once you find your own f3 minus h, you can later on compare the value with the 4h, so that you can find the value of h. It's okay if you guys don't understand, let me just show it lah. So the step is, you guys have to find your f3 minus h by yourself. Why? Because that's given in the question. So whenever it is given to you, it's better for you guys to find the own version of it. I mean, like, better for you guys to find the f3 minus h by your own, based on the fx given. What is the fx given over here? 8x minus 4. Okay, this is the fx given to you, and you are going to find the, and then you are going to find the f3 minus h, right? So how to find the f3 minus h from the fx given to you is, in the previous video, I got say where anything inside the bracket, it actually represent your x, and outside it, you just follow this thing lah. Okay, you follow whatever given in the question. In this case, they are giving you f, so you just write it as f. Okay, you just write it as f. So the f3 minus h is actually comes from fx. So what is your fx? Fx is 8x minus 4. But then now you don't want to find fx, you want to find f3 minus h. What can you observe from here is, they just change the x into 3 minus h, right? So the exactly same thing you are going to do. You are going to erase this x, and then you are going to replace it with 3 minus h. Okay, and then you just have to expand this. Okay, this one you do as usual lah. 24 minus 8h minus 4. So when you further solve it, you will get negative 8h plus 20. So this is your f3 minus h. Okay, this is the f3h that we find. But in the question itself, they already give you F3 minus H, which is 4H. So it's like this lah basically. This is the F3 minus H that you find, right? And then in the question itself, they have given you F3 minus H equals to 4H. So basically, there are two similar things you can see over here. F3 minus H, F3 minus H. So when you can see two similar things, I mean like when you can see two similar subject, what do I mean by subject? Anything before the equal sign. Anything before the equal sign, that is what I call as subject lah. So in this case, there are two same subject, which is F3 minus H. So when the subject is the same, you can actually compare them. Okay, so how can you compare them? So now I'm talking about this, right? This is given in the question. This is the one that you find, right? Okay, so how to compare them? How to compare them? You're just going to compare them by equating them. How to do that? Okay, how to equate them? Basically, you just do like this. Negative H plus 20 is equals to 4H. Okay, is equals to 4H. Why? This is what we call as comparing lah. So why you can compare them? You can compare them only because the subject is exactly the same. What if suddenly, here let's say lah, this one is F3 minus H, right? And then suddenly this one is not F3 minus H, but this is F1 minus H. Then can you compare them? No, you cannot compare them. You can only compare them when the subject is exactly the same. Okay, so this is what you will get when you compare. Negative 8H plus 20 equals to 4H. So now can you find the H? Yes, you are just going to do the algebraic as usual, so that you will get the H value. So when you do, right, you will get H is equals to 5 over 3. I'm not going to show the algebraic. Okay, so this will be your F value. Sorry, this will be your H value. Okay, so this is how to do lah. And also, based on what I noticed, right, in maths, they actually love to ask you questions like this where you have to compare. So how to know whether you must compare or not? Whenever they are giving you like this, and then suddenly they ask you to find something like H or G or K, any alphabet, they ask you to find. And then if you can find the F, okay, here the F3 minus H is given, right? If you can find your own F3 minus H, then you will get something like this. And then you notice that there are two same thing exist as the subject, which is F3 minus H. So when there are two same subject, you can actually compare them. Okay, if you guys don't understand, right, there's another example I'll explain later on. But then this is the kind of question involving the comparison method. Okay, so that's it for the question 2. Okay, let me just zoom it if you guys want to take a screenshot. Okay, so this is the question from 2016 exam paper. Okay, so next, let's move into question number 3. Wow, looks like hard, right? It's okay. We read the question one by one first. Okay, so this one is from 2018 paper. The real SPM paper, no, maybe the numbers might not be the same, but the pattern is exactly the same. So-called clone lah. This is like clone, I think. I don't know whether the numbers are exactly same with the original paper or not, but this is the pattern that come out in SPM 2018. Okay, so now let's read the question. The diagram shows the relation between set P, set Q and set R. Raja menunjukkan hubungan antara set P, set Q and also set R. It is given that set P memetakan. Okay, sorry. Why am I mixing English and Malay? Okay, it's given that set P maps to set Q by the function 5x plus 3. Sorry, 5x plus 6. Stop there. Don't continue to read. Okay. So it is given that set P maps to set Q. Set P maps to set Q. Let me just highlight them. Set P maps to set Q by the function of 5x plus 6. So what you are going to do is you are going to transfer the information given into the diagram. So set P maps to Q, meaning that set P memetakan kepada Q by the function of 5x plus 6. So here the function is 5x plus 6 and maps to set R. So you can actually get confused with the sentence given to you. It is given that set P maps to set Q by the function 5x plus 6 and set P maps to set R by fgx 9x plus 12. So this is what they mean, like set P maps to set Q and also set P maps to set R. Okay, alright, so set P maps to set R by 9x plus 12. Is it already in the diagram? Yes, it is already there in the diagram. Okay, now let's go through the diagram. Let me erase this first. Okay, some of you cannot really understand the diagram given to you, but it is actually same. Okay, this question is actually same like question 1. Basically they are giving you so basically they are giving you this diagram, but here they are giving you in the shape of oval, right? But in question 3 just now they just give you the square shape. Okay, the peta shape. So you might get confused. So if you get confused, what you must do is you must try to change the diagram into the oval shape so that you can understand them easily. Okay, but then if you can understand this thing, no need to change into the oval shape lah. It's like waste of time only. But if you guys don't understand, then let me just do it. P, Q and R. So from P to Q, from Q to R, from P to R, exactly the same thing. It's just that they changed the shape from oval to square shape. Okay, purposely lah, to make you feel confused. Okay, so from P to Q, what is the function? Is it given there? No. If you, okay, let's say lah, you haven't read the question, you haven't read all this thing. So let's just look into the diagram first. What is given to you is the function that maps P to Q, P to R is given to you, which is fgx. So from P to R is given to you fgx, fg, basically fg function lah. But since the equation is given, so let me just straight away write the equation here. 9x plus 12. Okay, so if from P to R, the entire thing is fg function, then from P to Q, what is it supposed to be? Is it supposed to be f function or g function? I hope you guys answer me g. Okay, it's supposed to be g function lah. And from Q to R, supposed to be f function. It is always that the one at the behind, okay, the one at behind, you must write first. Okay, this one I've actually explained in the previous video, and also kind of similar to question 1 that I've explained earlier. Basically it's the same thing. I've just changed the pattern a little bit lah. Okay, from the triangle shape like this, I've changed it into a straight chain like this. Okay, so I hope that you guys can understand this one. Okay, so now set P maps to set Q by the function of 5x plus 3. So tell me first, set P maps to set Q is actually what function? Okay, set P maps to set Q is actually what function? It's written there, right? Okay, it's g. So it means that this 5x plus 6 is actually the equation for your function g. Okay, so you can straight away transfer the information given to you into the diagram. Okay, it is 5x plus 6. Okay, 5x plus 6. Alright. And, okay, continue. And maps to set R by fgx 9x plus 12. Okay, this one is already given. Okay, in the question itself, they have already give it to you, right? Okay. Now, what the question actually want? Actually, even if I never even if I never, where is the question? Okay, the question is, I forgot to write the full question but actually the question is asking you to find fx. What is the function of fx? Find fx. That's the question lah. Okay, so fgx is given to you, gx is given to you, so you want to find the f now. Okay, so this is the question. Here I have simplified it for you. Okay, fgx is given, gx is given, so basically we are required to find fx. So from the diagram, okay, from the diagram you have to understand this. Okay, you have to take out all this information and then only you can start to answer the question lah. Okay, so once from the diagram you have simplified it like this, then the rest is actually a normal composite function. Okay, this one I have exactly the same question like this. I have explained in my previous video, not in previous video, but then I think in 1.2, okay, subtopic 1.2 part 2 video. So I have explained this thing, exactly the same thing. So I am going to do it very quickly. So in that video I have taught you guys about a technique called IO technique. Okay, and then okay, what is IO technique? Inside outside technique lah. So I stands for inside, O stands for outside. Okay, so how to know whether this is an inside or outside question? So you look at your fgx, okay, and then you look into the function that you have to find. So basically you have to find the fx, right? Okay, so now you have to find the fx. So you have to identify whether the fx is located inside or outside. How to identify whether it's located inside or outside? You have to look at your composite function, okay, given to you. So basically this is the f. Okay, from here you can see that the f is located outside and the g is located inside. So now fx is the one that you have that you are supposed to find, right? So fx is located outside or inside? Fx is located outside. So which one is actually more hard, inside technique or outside technique? Okay, the question that involves outside technique is actually quite hard to do compared to the question that involves inside technique. So as you guys can see here, the fx that we are supposed to find is located outside. Okay, so when it's located outside, it's a bit hard lah compared to the inside. So the outside technique, I'll give you a 3 star. But then the inside technique only 1 star because it's damn easy. The outside technique also very easy. But then you have to use inverse function method. So that's why outside technique will, it's not hard lah, but then you have to use the inverse function method. Okay. Alright, so the first thing, write back your FGF. Sorry, whenever the question involves like this, you always start doing your working from the composite function. So the composite function given to you is FGX, right? So the first step is to split the composite function given to you. Split them first. Split them like this. Okay, and then see whether the gx is given to you or not. The equation of the gx is given or not. Yes, it is given. As you guys can see here. What is it? It is basically 5x plus 3. So you can actually substitute the gx with 5x plus 6. Did I create it? No, it's given in the question. Okay, it's given in the question. I'm just copying back. Okay. How to further answer this question? Okay, most of you will say me, okay, you can actually move this over. Okay, and then make it like FGX divide by 5x plus 6. No, that's wrong. You cannot do that way. Okay, and some of you will say, okay, we can open bracket and make it like this. F5x plus F6. Hello, there's no such thing like this. Okay, why you cannot do this one? Because okay, why you cannot do like this is because the f and also this 5x plus 6 is not a times relation. No, it's not a times relation. It is a function. So when it is a function, you cannot expand them. You cannot move it over and make it a divide by. You cannot do that one. How you can solve this is, you must use the inverse function method. How to do that? Okay, so fgx is equals to f, right until there, and then this step I always suggest you guys to do it aside even in your exam. So what you're going to do is, basically you're going to let your 5x plus 6 as y. Okay, the one inside the bracket, you're going to let it as y. So when you let them as y, okay, you must write like this lah. Basically this thing, you just let it as y. Okay, and then write it over here. And then here our aim is to find x. We must make the x as the subject. So when we make the x as the subject, it will become like this, right? So this step you can do it at the corner lah. Okay, and then once you're done with that, come back to this. Continue. fgx. Oh, okay, I forgot. I forgot to substitute the value of fgx. You can actually substitute the value of fgx, I mean the equation of fgx. Why? Because it's given here. Okay, this fgx is actually given, right? So you can actually substitute the value lah, the fgx. You can substitute it with its equation, which is 9x plus 12. 9x plus 12. Okay, so and also my question, why you can substitute this? Oh, sorry, you can actually substitute this with 9x plus 12, right? Because it's given there in the question. But why you cannot substitute the entire thing with 9x plus 12? Because you have already split them into two different functions. So in this case, it is only one function, which is composite function like fgx. But here, we have split them into two different functions, which is fx and also gx. It's like that lah. You have put a big bracket over here, right? It means that you have already split them. So you cannot substitute this with 9x plus 12. Okay, it's wrong. So instead, you have to use the inverse method lah. Okay, inverse method where you have to let the entire thing inside the bracket as y, and then find. Okay, this is the thing lah. After you let the 5x plus 6 as y, you have to find the x. Okay, you have to make the x into a subject, and after that you come back to this. We got the x here. So what you must do? You must substitute. So this x, you have to substitute with this. Okay, that's the reason you actually make the x as the subject. Why? Because later on you want to substitute into the x over here. You will get y minus 6 over 5 is equals to, plus 12 is equals to fy. Okay. Actually, you know why you cannot change this straight away into 9y plus 12? You know why you cannot do like this? Because at this step, I never change it like this. 5y plus 6. No, I never change it like this. I change the entire thing into y. So you cannot change only this thing as y. Okay, that's why you have to find the equation of x. So once you guys come until this step, okay, so once you guys come until this step, the rest is easy only. This one you can expand, right? And also when you have like this, right, this is a times relation. Okay, it's not function anymore. This is a times relation. So now you can open bracket. So when you open bracket, you must only times the 9 with y and also 6. You cannot times like this. Okay, you cannot do like this. You must only multiply the top one. The bottom one you no need to multiply, just salin balik. So it's actually like this lah. It will become like this. It will become like this. Okay, the bottom one, the number 5, just maintain it. You no need to multiply it with 9. Okay, and then next just solve as usual. So you guys will get 54 plus 5 Okay, this is what you guys will get, right? And then, as I've mentioned in the previous video, whenever you have a non-fraction and a fraction, it is always better for you guys to make it as a single fraction. So how to make them into a single fraction? Okay, look at the non-fraction part. Over here, the non-fraction part is 12, right? So nothing at the bottom, it means there is a over 1. So how to make the denominator? Okay, how can you combine them? How can you make it a single fraction? You must make the denominator same. How to make the denominator same? The bottom one you just times with the 5 lah. So when the bottom you times with 5, the top also you must times with 5. Okay, so now the denominator become the same already, which is number 5. Okay, and the rest is easy lah. So this one 12 times 5 you will get is equals to FY. So now you have make it into a single fraction. Okay, so now you got like this. Okay, so I'm just going to write it properly. Okay, is this the final answer? No. Why? Because the question doesn't ask us to find the Fy. The question wants us to find Fx. So here you're just going to change the y into x. So that's it. This is how to do. Okay, the exact question, the exact type of question I've explained in previous video. Here I'm just repeating it back. Okay, so let's straight away move into the last question. Okay, this question I take it from 2018 SPM paper. Okay, given the function mx plus 3, okay, it's given m function, given h function, given a composite function to you. Okay, now express p in terms of q. Ungkapkan p dalam sebutan q. Okay, this one you guys must understand what is ungkapkan p dalam sebutan q. Express p in terms of q. It means that your final answer must be p is equals to something something q. Must be like this. This is what they mean by express p in terms of q, or ungkapkan p dalam sebutan q. Okay, this is same with, not same lah, but similar with question number 2. Okay, why? Because in question 2, just now we used the comparison method, right? So this question also involved the comparison method. Okay, so how to do is very easy. Mx is given, hx is given, mhx is given. So this is the value given to you. This is the composite function given to you. mhx given to you is 4px plus q. My question is, can you find your own mhx? Yes, can. Why not? You can actually find your own mhx. Why? Because mx is given to you, hx is given to you. So you try to find your own mhx first. Okay, try to find your try to find the composite function of mhx first by using the given m and h function. Okay, so first, that's the first step lah. Find your own mhx first, the composite function lah. So how to do it? Okay, so I'm just writing back the information given in the question. Okay, so mx given just now is px plus 3, and then hx given is 4x minus 1. Okay, so what I say just now, we must find the mhx first. Of course, the mhx is already given to you, but you have to find your own mhx. Very easy. First step is still the same, splitting them. Okay, split them. Once you have split them, okay, once you have split them, hx is given or not? Hx is given. Where is your hx? No, hx is given, right? So when the hx is given, you can actually substitute the value inside the bracket. Okay, once you're done until this step, so as I've told earlier, anything inside the bracket actually representing x, and the outside part you're just going to follow whatever given to you. So in this case, m. So it means that the m for x minus 1, basically this thing actually comes from your mx. So is your mx given to you? Okay, is the mx given to you? Yes, the equation of m is also given to you. So what you're going to do is you're going to write it back. P x plus 3. But are we required to find the mx now? No, we must find the m for x minus 1, right? So if you notice here what happened, okay, if you notice here what happened, the x become for x minus 1. So that's what you're going to do. You're going to erase this x and then replace it with for x minus 1. Okay, now you can actually expand them, open bracket and expand. Okay, why? Because this is a times relation, so you can expand them. When you expand, it will become like this, for px minus p plus 3. Okay, so now that you have got your own mhx function, okay, now you have your own composite function mhx, and if you guys notice, there's another mhx which is given in the question. So I'm just going to copy and paste the mhx given to you. I repeat, so this is given to you in the question. This is the one you find just now using the m and also h function given to you. So as what I've explained in question number 2, whenever you have two same subject, exactly the same subject, this one also mhx, this one also mhx. So what can you do? You can actually compare. Which one you can compare? This one and also this one you can compare. How to compare? You have to equate them. Okay, how to equate them? Just take the first one, which is for px minus p plus 3 is equals to 4px plus q. Okay, maybe you can ask me, can I do like this? Can I write this one first and then I write this at the back? Can also. You can also do like this. 4px minus p plus 3. Are they same? Yes, both of them are the same. So you can choose either one. But I'm going to choose the first one. Okay. So now again read the question. What the question wants? Express p in terms of q. So basically we want the p in terms of q. So how to solve them? Okay, if you guys can see here, this one also for px, this one is a positive for px, this one also a positive for px. So what you can do is you can cancel them. Okay, you can cancel them. I forgot to write the plus. So you can actually cancel them. Once you have cancelled them, the remaining one is negative p plus 3 is equals to q. Again read the question. The question wants you to find express p in terms of q. So p must be the subject. So negative p is equals to q minus 3. But we don't want negative p, we want p in terms of q. So you have to move the negative to that side . Okay, so this is how to do. Very easy. It's just that you have to compare. But in order to compare, you must have another mhx. How to have another mhx? You have to find. How to find? Find using the m and also h function given to you in the question. So that's it. So if you guys look carefully, the question 1, okay, this question 1 and also the question 3 is similar pattern . And also the question 2, question 4 is also similar pattern. Why? Because both of them use the comparing method. Yeah. Okay, so that's all for this video. Thank you so much for watching my video. See you guys in the next video. Bye bye.